What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at 5-Minute Fantasies Week 16 Booming and Busting Tight Ends. My start of the week, I'm going to say, is going to be Noah Fant, the Denver Broncos tight end going up against the Detroit Lions. I think that he's going to be the biggest part of this Denver Broncos win over Detroit. Expect him to be a big part of the passing game. I think he'll get end up getting a lot of reps. He's a decent run blocking tight end, but just expect him to be in the game a lot. He's a guy where if you don't have a George Kittle, a Zach Ertz, a Travis Kelce, and you need a high value tight end to help win you this semifinals game, Noah Fant is a great option. Austin Hooper going up against Jacksonville. I'm pretty high on Atlanta this week. I think that they're going to be able to do a lot that they want offensively. Austin Hooper was having a career year and a league-leading year, going into his injury early on this season, and I don't think he'll be able to get back to it, but I expect him to, be able to, get somewhere up to about, like another 12, 13 points up against this lackluster Jacksonville defense. Start Jimmy Graham against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota doesn't have great pass coverage in the linebacking core, especially when it comes to running backs and tight ends. So, I think that Jimmy Graham is probably going to be a big part of this game plan. Aaron Rodgers has been building up some of his wide receivers, but he still doesn't have a lot of rapport with them besides Devontae Adams. And if you put Harrison Smith behind him, that kind of blocks a lot of that off. So expect a lot of what you saw in the second half of the Green Bay game earlier on in the year between Minnesota and Green Bay, where they're going to be playing a single high safety off to the one side, to eliminate that that side, and they'll be covering some of the other wide receivers with their better cornerbacks. So I think Jimmy Graham is going to be one of the keys for Green Bay as they try to win this game. And then Jared Cook going up against the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans don't have a fantastic tight end coverage, especially when it comes to the more possession-oriented tight ends, which is what Jared Cook is. Expect New Orleans to have ample targets for Jared Cook, especially when it comes down into the red zone, because Tennessee has decent safeties, but none of them are big. And so look for Jared Cook to maybe have 60 yards, 70 yards, and a touchdown in this game. Guys to sit, I'm going to say Kyle Rudolph. Green Bay the last several weeks has been pretty good at covering tight ends, and I don't expect Kyle Rudolph to break through the mold. I think that they're going to be needing him a lot in the run game more than the passing game, so he probably won't be coming out a lot. That, along with the fact that Adam Thielen is back on the lineup, a lot less targets are available for the tight ends now. Jack Doyle, I'm done with Jack Doyle. I think he's going to bust this week again. I really thought that he could do well the last couple weeks. I picked him up in a couple leagues, made some trades, tried to get him, and that ended up coming back to bite me in the butt. So avoid starting him this week against Carolina, who, Carolina's defense still isn't fantastic, but they've been giving up a lot more points to wide receivers than they have been to running backs. Sit Jason Witten against Philadelphia. Philadelphia has the linebackers and the defensive linemen, and I think that a lot of what Dallas's game plan is going to be is run the football. You saw last week what that Dallas Cowboys team can be when they play the way that they're supposed to, which is run the football, play action pass. And I don't expect Witten to be a part of that play action plan. I think he's more of a diversion and an occasional third down reception if you need it. Expect Jason Witten to have a very low-performing game this week against Philadelphia. And then Hunter Henry against Oakland. With Phillip Rivers falling off the map, I expect Hunter Henry to do that as well. He's more of a guy where you're going to need time to get him the ball in the routes that he has. He's not that short route running tight end that you expect most of those guys to be. Keenan Allen's more of that role. So expect Hunter Henry to have another slow performance again this week against Oakland.